WPTV, West Palm Beach, Boca Raton, Fort Pierce. Now, live from your news leader, this is Today on 5.
Good morning. It's Monday, December 26th. Welcome to Today on 5. I'm Kimberly Godwin. Kelly Dunn is off today.
Good morning, Kim. I can't. My hair is going to come out here.
How are
sooner.
you is the question.
I'm doing fine. I'm Tom Wilson. Ken also has the day off. It's a little chilly out there this morning.
Yeah.
Not quite as bad as it was yesterday. Again, currently in West Palm, it's 37 degrees, 37 also up in Vero. A little cooler out in Okeechobee at 35. The warm spots is Boca, which is now at 40. Want to talk to you about some dangerous surf, and we'll touch on that a little bit later in the show. Although, pretty nice day today. We're going to have high temperatures around 59 to 65.
Wow.
Sunny skies, warming up a little. West-northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. So get out there and enjoy yourself.
Can't complain about that.
Can't complain at all.
Okay, checking the street beat right now. There are no reports of accidents at this hour, but of course there are some traffic lights still out, so be careful.
And we'll keep you posted throughout the morning with the help of our good friend Paul Cavanaugh in the WJNO Yellowcopter.
Okay, and we'll talk to you later, Tom.
Thanks, Kim.
Coming up in this half hour of Today on 5, the Florida chill turns deadly for a 7-week-old Miami baby. We'll have the details, some unexpected results from the temperatures freeze on Florida crops, and we'll tell you about one Christmas gift intended to last a lifetime. But topping our news this morning, sheriff's deputies are investigating the circumstances of a deadly car accident. Around 3:30 Christmas Day, a submerged car was discovered near 68th Street in the Royal Palm acreage. A dive team responded and recovered the body of a woman. Deputies believe the car went into the water sometime Christmas Eve.
Noise in the area or crash, and about 1-2 this morning, but we're not sure if that's related to it or not.
The name of the victim has not been released. Police in Miami say a 7-week-old baby may have been the victim of child abuse. The infant froze to death in his crib after his parents got in an argument and left him alone overnight. The apartment had no heat and the windows were open as temperatures dropped to the 30s. Police are considering filing child abuse charges. Right now, though, investigators are trying to find out which parent was with the baby last. This morning, most residents in South Florida should be seeing the light. According to Florida Power and Light, electric service is back to normal. As many as 300,000 FP&L customers were affected by power outages due to the cold over the last 2 days. Crews were out all night trying to restore power. The company says the peak period is over because temperatures are warming up and people are doing less cooking. Well, even though power is back, the boil water order is still in effect in West Palm Beach. When the power went out, service was temporarily cut off at the downtown plant and bacteria may be in the system. Tests on the water will be back at noon. If they come back negative, the order will be lifted. The weather is also causing problems this morning at Jupiter Inlet Park. High winds and rough seas have eroded part of the nearby roadway. The park closed half an hour early yesterday as a precaution. Motorists were also kept off the street, which was crumbling from the pounding of the sea. But with today's warming trend, local farmers can begin counting their damages. One farmer in Lantana estimates he lost 75% of his crop. His most profitable crop, tomatoes, took the worst beating. He says he flooded his fields and covered his plant roots, but 2 straight nights of freezing temperatures took its toll. He's already lost more than $500,000.
It's always in the cards. You always get at least something to happen, and this is one of the things you have to worry about.
Some vegetable farmers lost their entire crops. Many in the farming industry say they've never seen such damage so early in the season. Meanwhile, citrus growers on the Treasure Coast may have dodged a bullet. Though the jury is still out this morning, initial reports indicate groves are okay in Palm Beach and Martin County. There was spotty damage in St. Lucie and Indian River County. In many groves, growers sprayed water on their plants to form ice. The coating can actually protect the plants. And finally today, no ice, huh?
No ice today. You're not going to have any ice on your windows this morning, but it's nippy out there. It still is nippy. Going to warm up a little bit. We'll take a look at all the details on that in 1 second.
Stay with us.
This decade ends with the biggest sale in Bev Smith's history.
Bev Smith's 4 floors of Fords is on sale.
Every Ford.
In every row.
On every floor.
1990 full-size trucks from just $97.90.
Taurus from just $10,989. Bev Smith's 4 floors of Ford's biggest sale of the year ends Saturday.
Full-size trucks $97.90.
Taurus $10,989.
I say doctor. An artist. Be a nurse. A veterinarian.
Florida's prepaid college program can guarantee that the rising cost of college won't get in the way. But act now, because after January 12th, this offer ends. And maybe some dreams will, too.
I've also been wanting to do this nearly all my life. I might design a new car.
Winter celebration from Mitsubishi. $1,000 rebate on Eclipse. You can save on award-winning Gallant. Up to $1,500 off. But act now. Time is running out.
Get a $1,000 rebate on Eclipse at your Tri-County Mitsubishi Motors dealer today.
Well, good morning, South Florida. We're waking up once again to some chilly temperatures out there. Nowhere near as bad as it was over the last couple of days. However, we'll take a look at all the details in just a second. But first, let's take time out for time to care. One of my favorite things that I ever get in my whole life, the old lung card, is now available. The Lung Association, Southeast Lung Association of Southeast Florida, is now offering the 1990 lung card for $25. It's a great deal. You can get 3 cards for $75. They'll give you a 4th one free. Call 1-800-330-LUNG. It's great. You can play it over 200 golf courses, absolutely free, statewide. Absolutely wonderful gift for the golfer in your family. Now let's take a look at our current conditions. At 11 o'clock last night, it was 45 degrees. Our temperature's now dropped off to 37. Humidity's up at 85%. We have a steady barometer and a light wind now out of the west at 5 miles per hour. As we take a look at the national satellite picture, we can see that most of the nation is enjoying fairly clear skies with the exception of the northeast United States. Out west, very pleasant. Got some showers and some clouds out around Spokane and Portland, Oregon, but that's going to begin to break up as the day progresses. Again, a lot of clear skies throughout the southeast United States, some high clouds over central Florida. Here's where all the real weather is, beginning at about eastern Illinois, moving all the way into Ohio, Michigan, into New England. They're going to have a lot of snow up there today. Some flurries in some areas, some heavier snows up in the northern part of Vermont, New Hampshire, and those snows will continue throughout most of the day today. Again, temperatures up there going to be very cold once again. As we look at that national map for today, we can see this front, which is dropping down, is bringing all that snow into the northeast. Again, we're going to have sunny skies and cool temperatures, I should say, down here in South Florida. Again, another big block of Arctic air is moving down into the Midwest. Temperatures up around the Chicago area will only get up into the teens today. Up around the UP of Michigan, Upper Peninsula of Michigan, I should say, temperatures will only reach around 0. Again, that's typically the cold spot on the nation today. Here's that front that's beginning to move out in the Atlantic now that really caused all kinds of problems over the weekend. Again, it's giving us some very high surf today, very dangerous conditions out there at the beach. If you're going to be at the beach today, be very cautious because that surf is going to be very heavy. Again, it also dumped about 15 or 16 inches of snow up around Wilmington, North Carolina, Cape Hatteras. Really a mess up there over the weekend. It was kind of pretty, though, because they did have a white Christmas. As we look at the high temperatures around the nation today, we can see we're going to reach the 60s once again down here in South Florida. More back to normal. 50s up around Jacksonville. A lot of 40s throughout the southern half of the nation around Savannah, Charleston, South Carolina, and then the temperatures begin to decrease as we begin to move up into that pocket of Arctic air. Again, these are the highs for today, only around 17 in Chicago, only getting up to around 10 degrees in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and a lot of 20-degree temperatures up in the northeast. As we look at the low temperatures overnight tonight, we can see it's going to be very chilly once again. We'll reach the 40s down here in South Florida, a lot of 30s up around Orlando, Daytona. Jacksonville going to reach the high 20s tonight. A lot of 10s throughout the southeast. And again, look at this big pocket of Arctic air up in the middle of the nation. Only single-digit numbers throughout Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and again, moving up into the northeast. Below 0 temperatures up around Buffalo and Rochester. Really going to be cold. That cold weather is going to continue in the northeast for the next 3 or 4 days. Again, we have a warming trend coming on, but I'll tell you what, we better keep an eye out on that front because that front could bring us some cold air again by this weekend. Now let's take a look at some forecast temperatures and sky conditions for all of our friends from coast to coast and in Canada. Well, we hope all of you had a very Merry Christmas. It was an enjoyable weekend except for the cold weather. For those of you that were here on Sunday, you experienced something in history for South Florida. It's the coldest day we've ever had recorded in the Palm Beaches in the 50 years we've been keeping the records. Again, our high temperature on Sunday was only 42 degrees. Overnight low was 28. We never reached our record all-time low, however, of 27. We got close at 28 degrees. Nowhere near that this morning. It is warming up quite a bit. We can see right now in Vero Beach it's 37, 39 out on Hutchinson Island, 37 here in West Palm Beach, 40 is the warm spot in Boca Raton. It's 36 out in Belle Glade, 35 out in Okeechobee. I want to remind you once again, if you're heading to the beach today, I can't imagine why too many of you would be out there this morning because it is rather chilly. There is some dangerous surf. We're going to have a west wind today about 10 to 15 miles per hour. That's kicking up the surf pretty good. We're going to have seas, could be around 4 to 6 feet at the beach, 8 to 14 feet in the Gulf Stream today. Really rough out there, so if you are headed to the beach, going to do some surfing, please be extra cautious. Now let's take a look at the rest of today. We can see it's going to be mostly sunny and a little bit warmer, highs 59 to 65 degrees, winds out of the west-northwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour. And again, dangerous beach conditions, not boating necessarily. Winds out of the north-northwest, 12 to 18 knots. Could be 5 to 8 foot seas along the beach, particularly up around the Jupiter area. 10 to 12, maybe even 14 in the Gulf Stream, but a light chop on the Intercoastal Waterway. We saw that video of Jupiter yesterday. They were washing out a lot of the... Yeah, it's pretty rough stuff out there. I drove up there yesterday afternoon, and it was no surfers out, I can tell you that, because, boy, you could really see that rough stuff way out. Mile and a half out it was kicking up, so...
Okay,
be
careful. Okay,
and
that's
stay
the word.
warm. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Coming up, we'll tell you about a Christmas gift intended to last a lifetime. That's when Action 5 News returns. Stay with us.
These are Chevrolet's last great deals of this decade.
And this last big sale week, you're in
at Steve Moore's Chevrolet Geo.
Year-end cash back up to $1,400.
The price was the lowest from Fort Lauderdale to West Palm.
Buy now, no payment for 90 days.
It was just a really good deal all the way around. We really feel happy about it.
At the all-new Steve Moore's Chevrolet Geo, Lake Worth Road between Military and Jog.
Unless you're backing up, hurry.
Waterbed City's After Christmas sale is a celebration of savings. Ultra-premium models and your choice of firm or luxury firm support are just $2.99. You'll enjoy seasonal savings on waterbeds and great buys on a comfortable collection of super singles. Plus, now through Monday, January 1st, every waterbed and every bedroom suite will be specially priced. So, start enjoying the new year by sleeping better and saving big during Waterbed City's After Christmas sale.
She says, well, I know you're only dating him because you're doing this to spite me.
It wasn't like we were raping these girls. I mean, they were coming up to us.
What happened?
I think Jason got in a downward spiral, and like evidently any kid that age, once they feel they hit bottom, they don't think they can climb back out.
Donahue. One word says it all.
See Donahue weekdays at 9 on TV5.
Welcome back to Today on 5. I'm Kimberly Godwin. It's now about 15 minutes before 7.
And I'm Tom Wilson. It's 37 chilly degrees outside, but warming up.
All right, just ahead, the latest in sports, and later, another look at the forecast. But also in news this morning, kids who are active in sports should take special care to avoid eye injuries, since accidents now can lead to problems later. This morning, medical reporter Carol Hutchinson tells us about one of the leading causes of blindness, glaucoma.
People who injure their eyes face an additional risk. They're more likely to develop a serious eye disease called glaucoma, sometimes years later. It's an important message, especially for men, because most of the 2.5 million eye injuries each year in the United States occur in active young males, including youngsters like Keith Ferries.
Me and my friends were playing with BB guns, and my friend shot a bucket, and it ricocheted, and then I saw it coming, and it hit me in the eye.
His doctors believe the BB can safely remain along a bone outside Keith's eye, and his vision is slowly improving. But his eye care will not end there.
If you've had an eye injury, the chances of developing glaucoma are probably 100 to 1,000 times greater than if you never had an injury at all.
In glaucoma, fluid buildup increases pressure in the eye that can damage the optic nerve and eventually cause blindness. When there's been an injury, the same thing can happen. Areas where fluid normally flows out of the eye may be damaged.
It has nowhere to overflow, and as it fills up with fluid, the pressure rises in the eye.
While this pressure is building up, most people notice no symptoms. But the pressure inside the eye can be easily checked. And often, glaucoma caused by traumatic injury can be treated with special eye drops and sometimes surgery. Keith's family considers the tests important.
They check for glaucoma every time we come in, and there is a risk, and it also runs in his dad's family. So there's a double risk right there.
The bottom line, if you've had an eye injury, a yearly exam to check eye pressures is important to find and to treat the early signs of glaucoma to prevent any more eye damage. I'm Carol Hutchison reporting.
At least one family is still celebrating the Christmas holiday a day later. That's because the miracle of an incredible gift lingers on, and the mother who gave this gift of a lifetime is this week's Kelly's heroine.
And what's the vent settings on him? INV of 8. And what's his FiO2?
JFK Hospital critical care nurse Kelly Stanley has been through more than many of her patients endure in a lifetime. When she was 10 years old, she was diagnosed with a terminal kidney disease. Her mother, Marie, who's an administrator at JFK, donated one of her kidneys so her daughter could live. Unfortunately, that organ was rejected by Kelly's body. It took 10 years for another suitable donor to be found. The second operation was performed on Christmas Day, 1979.
It gives you a different priority system in your life. Materialistic things aren't real important, you know.
It's hard to imagine living through 20 major surgeries, 7 years of dialysis, and 2 transplants. But strength is a Stanley family characteristic.
You can either choose to let whatever happened to you defeat you, or you can choose to take it and attempt to use it as a stepping stone instead of a stumbling block.
Kelly chose to survive.
I really respect life because you don't know how long it's going to be. And that's a real reality, you know.
Many doctors predicted Kelly wouldn't be alive today, but she's a fighter and is an inspiration to hundreds of people.
She definitely has a purpose. We all do. And hers, as I see it, is to be a pace setter for others, to help show that not to be afraid.
But Kelly insists her mother deserves much of the credit.
God, I could cry. Just that my whole life revolves around what she's done for me without obligation, which I think is so special. People don't get a chance to really say how much they love people, and I think that word sometimes is used without the true understanding of it. The true understanding of it and the true meaning is to give without any regard for self. And my mother giving a kidney to me certainly proved that to be true.
Kelly and Marie Stanley are this week's Kelly's heroines.
Still to come, we'll have the latest in sports.
Recently, when I became deathly ill, I was able to summon an ambulance, my next-door neighbor, my family, and my doctor without picking up a telephone. I used this remote control to contact LifeCall, my 24-hour emergency medical response service. Watch. You just press this button and speak into the air and...
I'm having chest pain.
I'm calling paramedics and your family, Mr. Miller.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
We're sending help immediately, Mrs. Fletcher.
See? Protect yourself with LifeCall, and you're never alone. To get complete free information by mail about this affordable medical emergency response system, call toll-free now. LifeCall can save your life, so call to get free details by mail right away.
For free information about LifeCall, call 1-800-554-2900. That's 1-800-554-2900.
You
waited all year long for the best deal on a new Dodge. Now get guaranteed rebates at your Gold Star Dodge dealer's year-end sale. Get up to $2,000 cash rebate guaranteed through 1990. If it goes higher, Chrysler pays the difference. Guaranteed. For the first time, get a cash rebate on Caravan or low 3.9% financing. Get up to $2,000 cash rebate guaranteed. Buy now during the $75 million clearance.
Wallace Dodge, I-95 and Litton Boulevard, Delray Beach.
The world of baseball lost one of its most controversial and talented figures last night. Billy Martin died in a car crash near his home in Fenton, New York. A friend who was driving has been charged with drunk driving. Here's a look back at the five-time New York Yankees manager.
Billy Martin was a second baseman for the New York Yankees during the 1950s. The Yankees won 5 world championships during that span. Billy Martin was manager of 5 major league teams. He made his mark as a manager with the New York Yankees. Martin managed the Yankees 5 times in owner George Steinbrenner's revolving door managing system. He was most recently fired by the Yankees in June of 1988, but still worked in the Yankees front office as an advisor. Billy Martin was known for his many incidents and controversies as a manager. He was constantly in battles with umpires. Once, he even was brought to court by an American League umpire. But through it all, Billy Martin was very successful. He had an overall record of 1,258 wins, 1,018 losses in 16 seasons as a manager. Through it all, Martin won 4 American League pennants and a world championship. Despite his tirades against umpires, Billy Martin, however, was a respected baseball man. His record bears his value. Despite all the off-field and on-field incidents, Billy Martin was second to none as a manager. Billy Martin dead at the age of 61.
Also in Monday Night Football, good news for the Minnesota Vikings. They'll be going to the playoffs after beating Cincinnati 29-21 last night. That means Green Bay's season is over, and that's also good news for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're in the playoffs. When we return, one more check of this morning's headlines. Plus a look at our forecast.
Yeah, take a look at some nice weather out there.
Okay, stay with us.
Ranger. Save. Value. Ranger. Save at your South Florida Ford dealer now.
This is what it feels like to have an asthma attack. It's like breathing through a very thin straw. Asthma is a serious lung disease that can affect people of all ages. The American Lung Association helps people with asthma learn how they can lead normal lives. Asthma can be controlled. For more information, call your local American Lung Association. It's a matter of life and breath. The American Lung Association, the Christmas Seal people.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Trebek with a Jeopardy game for South Florida. For the opportunity of a lifetime, the answer is, it's more fun than watching Jeopardy on TV5. Give up? The correct question is, what is a Jeopardy contestant search? That's right. The Jeopardy staff will be coming to West Palm Beach in January in search of the best Jeopardy players in South Florida. If you'd like the opportunity to audition, send TV5 a postcard. Don't delay. You could be on your way to a Jeopardy championship on TV5.
In local news this morning, rescue workers in the Royal Palm acreage pulled a body out of a canal Christmas Day. Around 3:30, a submerged car was discovered in the water near 68th Street. A dive team responded and recovered the body of a woman. Deputies believe the car went into the water sometime on Christmas Eve. The identity of the woman has not been released. Police in Miami are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of a 7-week-old infant. Police say the baby froze to death after being left alone in a cold apartment with the windows open. Authorities say his parents left him alone after an argument. Investigators are trying to find out which parent was with the baby last. This morning, workmen at Florida Power and Light are breathing a sigh of relief. According to a spokesman for the utility company, electric service is back to normal. As many as 300,000 FP&L customers were affected by power outages due to the cold over the last 2 days. Crews were out all night trying to restore power. The company says the peak period is over because temperatures are warming up and people are doing less cooking. Even though power is back, the boil water order is still in effect in West Palm Beach. When the power went out, service was temporarily cut off at the downtown plant and bacteria may be in the system. Tests on the water will be back at noon. If they come back negative, the order will be lifted. Taking a look at what's happening around our area today, a Christmas tree recycling program begins today in Palm Beach County. Trees can be brought to the Dyer Boulevard landfill in West Palm Beach from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. through Saturday. Trees will be discarded free of charge. And in weather, Tom says it's going to be warming up today.
Yeah, it's going to. I thought you weren't supposed to take your Christmas tree down till New Year's, but
I
that's
know.
that's another. We'll cover that at 6 times.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, yeah, it's going to be real nice today. A little chilly out there right now. Currently, as we take a look out the weather window, we can see nice smooth water on the intercoastal waterway. A little cloudy out there, a couple of spotty clouds, but that's going to clear off. We're going to have real sunny skies today. Currently, it's 37 degrees here in West Palm, 37 up in Vero, 39 out on Hutchinson Island. Again, I'll warn you about that dangerous surf. We could have 5 to 6 foot seas along the beach, 8 to 14 foot seas out in the Gulf Stream. Wow. If you're going to be out there doing a little surfing or trying to go swimming, be very, very cautious. It's going to be real rough, particularly up around the Jupiter area. Again, take caution. Warming up today very nicely. It'll be around 59 degrees. Right now, again, it's 37, west wind at 5, but those winds will be increasing as the day progresses. And again, mostly sunny skies around today. Warmer, 59 to 65 degrees, west-northwest winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Again, dangerous along the beach, light chop on the intercoastal waterway. Might even see 70 tomorrow. So back to normal.
70?
Yeah, but cold overnight again.
Okay,
Right.
Thanks, Tom. This morning on the Street Beat, this reminder for motorists. The bridge over the Palm Beach Canal on Old State Road 80 at 20 Mile Bend will have one lane closed between 9:30 a.m. today until 4:30 p.m. Friday. And right now there are no reported accidents, but be careful for those traffic lights out. Paul Kavanaugh and the 1230 Jetcopter will keep us updated throughout the morning. That's our news this morning. Thanks for watching.
Have a good one.